This video is about solving equations by adding or subtracting fractions. So basically we're going to apply the knowledge we already have about adding and subtracting fractions to equations. So let me write an equation. So for example, let's say I have x minus 3/4 is equal to 2/3. My goal is going to be just like what my goal always is in solving equations, and that is to get x or whatever the variable is by itself. So looking at the left-hand side of this equation, I have x minus 3/4. To get x by itself, what I want to do is get rid of the minus 3/4, and I can do that by adding 3/4 to both sides. So I'm going to say plus 3/4. If I do that on the left side, I also need to do it on the right side. So I'm going to do plus 3/4. So on this side of the equation, I have an x minus 3/4 plus 3/4. I'm going to have just simply x. So I have x by itself, which is what I want. On this side, I have to determine what 2/3 plus 3/4 is. So I can do that off to the side here. I'm going to do we haven't done it really vertically, but we might as well do it vertically here since these are sort of set up vertically. I'm going to draw a line here and draw a line here since we need a common denominator. The common denominator here is 12ths. Just by looking at them, we can multiply them together, and I can't think of anything smaller, so I'm going to put 12ths. Now, to get from 3 to 12, we had to multiply this by 4. So if we do that to the denominator, we also have to do it to the top or the numerator. And so we multiply that by 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. And over here, we're also going to add this. And then to get from 4 to 12, we multiplied by 3. And if we do that to the bottom or the denominator, we also have to do it to the numerator. And so I get 9. Now over here I have 8/12 plus 9/12. That's going to be 17/12. And that could be my answer there. It may want, somebody may want you to put it in the form of an improper fraction, so we'll do that. Notice that this is simplified. I can't reduce this anymore. Nothing goes into both 12 and 17, but I can make it into an improper fraction. 12 goes into 17 one time with 5 left over, or 5/12 left over. So my final answer is x is equal to 1 and 5/12. I'm going to draw a line down here just to separate this from the next one. The next one, I'll use x as my variable here, but this one, let's say it's going to be x plus 3/8 is going to equal to 5/6. Okay, so I want to get x by itself, so I'm going to do that, I'm going to subtract 3/8 from this side. If I subtract it from that side, I also have to subtract it from this side. And so on the left side we have x. On this side I have to figure out what 5/6 minus 3/8 is. I'm going to do this one horizontally here. So I go 5/6 minus 3/8. So I'm just doing this off to the side here. 6 and 8. 12 wouldn't do it. 24 would do it because both 6 and 8 go in 24. I think my LCD is 24. And so it's going to be a certain number of 24ths minus a certain number of 24ths, now that I have a common denominator. To get 6 to 24, I have to multiply it by 4. If I multiply the denominator or the bottom by 4, I also have to multiply the top or the numerator by 4. So on this side, or this, I get 20 24ths. Here, to get from 8 to 24, I multiply it by 3. And on the top, I also multiply it by 3 then, and I get 9. And so what we're going to have here is 20 24ths minus 9 24ths. We get 11 24ths. And so my answer over here is simply x is equal to 11 24ths. And I'm going to go ahead and box that in. Now I'm going to draw a line here to give myself a little bit more room here. And that's not a very straight line, but we will use it nevertheless. And I'm going to use one with mixed numbers. So for example, if I have over here, if I have 1 3/8 plus w, let's say this time for the variable, is equal to 2 1/2. Well, on this one, to get w by itself, I'm going to subtract 1 3/8 from both sides. So minus 1 3/8. And so on the left side, I get w. Now I have this problem to do. If you recall that I can do the whole numbers and fractions separately when I'm adding or subtracting only. So I'm going to do that here, especially since it's pretty easy numbers. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it in my head here. 2 minus 1 is simply 1. And then 1/2 is the same as 4/8. And 4/8 minus 3/8 is 1/8. So that was easy enough that we could do in our heads. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to circle that. Let me have enough room for one more problem. Let's do one that's going to be a little bit trickier here. Let's say a similar problem, but let's say on this one I'm going to make it a little more difficult. I'm going to have 2 1/2 plus w is equal to 1 3/8. To do this, I'm going to subtract 2 1/2 from both sides. And I get that. So on this side, I get w. Now I have to do this problem of 1 3/8 minus this. There's multiple ways I can do this. I think what I will do is I think I will make them both improper fractions here, because I think that's the easiest to understand, although we'll probably do some other ways in class also. So I can go and also I know the bottom one here is 2 4/8, so I'm going to convert that right away too. So I go 8 times 1 plus 3. This is going to be 11/8. And I'm going to do this sort of vertically on this one. And this is going to be 4/8. You see where I'm going to change this. I'm just going to make a little notation here. This is 4/8. I'm just going to cross that out. So now we have minus 2 4/8. And so 8 times 2 is 16. And 16 plus 4 is 20. So I have 11/8 minus 20/8. And 11 minus 20 is negative 9. We're going to take 20 minus 11. We get 9. We give a negative sign since that has the greater absolute value. And it's going to be over 8. And that is equal to, if I want to make it as a mixed number, negative 1 1/8. And with that, we'll go ahead and finish this video. So I will just go here and